about what country? Anybody have any idea? Selena, what country?
Ireland.
Ireland. We are talking about Ireland. Now, let me ask you, what is one of the foods that they grow in Ireland?
Potatoes?
Potatoes. Yeah, they grow them in potatoes there. Alrighty. So we're talking about Ireland today, and what's their favorite color? Monica.
Green.
And what is that little three-leafed thing that they would put in their collar? What's it called? Not a clover.
Shamrock.
A shamrock. Yeah. You got to stand up with me, okay? Here we go. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, you can sit down, okay? Now, if you have red on, any spot, speck, stripe of red, you got to stand up and say this with me. Red. Okay, here we go. Oh, Monica, you got some red on your flowers there. Or are they pink? Oh, okay. Here we go. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, the red can sit down. Okay, let's see if you've got any blue on, any speck, stripe.
Blue on, stand up.
Okay, Jonathan, stand up. Okay, here we go.
Blue on.
Here we go. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, the blue can sit down. Let's see another color. Oh, white. Any white? Any spot, speck, stripe of white on? You gotta stand up. All right, here we go. White. Here we go. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, that's the white sit down. Okay. Black. Any black on? Black on. Okay, black. Okay, here we go. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, this one's a really tough one. If you got something on your feet, shoes, sandals, socks, dirt between your toes, you need to stand up. So I think everybody's got something on their feet this morning, so let's stand up. Here we go. Every day I will choose to make
good choices to serve God.
Did I say it right?
No.
Okay, I'll try this one. Every day I will make good choices to serve God. Okay, you say it one more time so that I can get it right. Okay, here we go.
Every day I will make
good choices to serve God. Okay? All right. Okay, so you can sit back down again. Ooh, good choices.
It's time for the challenge. King Nebuchadnezzar forced people to bow to his statue. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, King Nebuchadnezzar called all the important people in his kingdom to come and worship his statue. He said that anyone who refused to come and worship his statue would be killed. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego chose to obey the king. Yes or no?
No.
No, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego chose to disobey the king. They knew that worshiping a statue was wrong, so they did not bow and worship the king's statue. This made the king so angry, he ordered the 3 men to be thrown into the fiery furnace to die. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not hurt in the fiery furnace. Yes or no?
He was not hurt.
Yes, that's right. God sent a 4th man into the fire to stand with the 3 men. When they came out of the fire, they weren't burned. Their clothes and hair weren't burned. They didn't even smell like smoke. Only God could do that. When you grow up, it is always easy to make good choices. Yes or no?
No.
Monica. No, it's not. All of your life, you will have to make choices. God wants you to make good choices, and sometimes they will be easy. Like if you want to wear a blue dress or a pink shirt. those are easy choices. But some good choices, like the one Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego made, can be hard. Our everyday choices really matter, yes or no? Selena? Yes, they sure do. The best way to prepare for a big, tough choice is to practice making good everyday choices. Do you remember a bad choice that Spud Russet made last week?
Was it what? Not brushing his teeth.
Not brushing his teeth.
Oh man, that's
Oh
gross.
man,
Oh,
that's
man.
gross. It's a good choice to brush your teeth, isn't it? Well, let's see what choice he makes this week.
Welcome everybody to another Highpoint tour. I hope you are as excited as I am because today is whale watching day. Now we're going to be heading to the southeast cliffs of Ireland because from those cliffs we can see whales. And so today we're going to get a chance to see some humpback whales, some fin whales, even some minke whales. This is going to be so exciting. So I hope you have your coats, I hope you have some shoes on because there's going to be lots of hiking to get out to the cliffs, but it's going to be Spud.
Oh, hey!
Hey.
How's it going?
Well, good. We're just about to head out to see some whales.
Oh, your group's going to see the whales too? So is mine.
Oh, really? So you're going to go out whale watching today?
Well, I was, but then they started talking about this long walk. I don't know.
So you're going to miss out on the whale watching tour.
Well, when I was growing up as a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist, study the life of the ocean.
Well, then there's no way you can miss this tour, going to see the whales. You can put aside your TV shows and video games long enough to go see the whales, can't you?
Well, but they're still talking about the long walk. I don't know. This is my vacation, and I want to spend all my free time doing as little as humanly possible.
Well, I can say, Spud, that you are doing a fantastic job at accomplishing that task.
No doubt! I think it's important to have free time and do whatever you want with it. Don't you agree?
I think it's important we make wise choices with what we do with our free time, Spud.
I agree. And my wisest choice is to sit right here and watch another episode of Space Trek 2001. You know, there's like this one episode where they go back in time and they save an endangered species. The whales. Best episode ever. I love it.
But, Spud, when you're in here watching TV, you can't feel the wind in your hair like you can when you're outside, or the sun on your skin, or smell the salt air, or feel the grass between your toes. You can't experience any of that watching TV.
Well, I kind of get what you're saying. I guess.
What we do with our free time matters, Spud. It's like, time is like money. Actually, it's more precious than money because once it's gone, it's gone. I mean, you can't add any more hours to a day or minutes to an hour or even seconds to a minute. Once it's gone, and we're not getting it back.
Oh my goodness. Now you sound like the people on my tour group.
Well, maybe you've made some wise choices in your friends then.
But it's such a long walk to the cliffs. Ugh! Plus, it looks like it might rain outside. So I'm going to have to find my windbreaker and even put on my shoes.
But it'll be worth the effort, won't it?
Well...
You really admire those characters on that Space Trek show, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're great. I like Captain Klutz the best.
Does it ever tell you how Captain Klutz came to be, like a captain?
Oh yeah, he's the leader of more than 200 people on that starship, and they travel throughout the whole galaxy, helping people who are in trouble.
But does it tell you how he became the captain?
Oh yeah, in episode 34, we learned that Captain Klutz was a farm boy in Manitoba, no less, and he studied and he worked hard to become a spaceship captain.
Wow, he sounds pretty admirable. What do you think he would do with his free time?
Is that a trick question?
Do you think Captain Klutz would sit around watching TV instead of exploring the galaxy or even new worlds he'd never been to before?
No, he loves going on adventures. Yikes! Oh, I see what you're saying.
Why don't you try, just this once, to go on the tour with your group? Afterwards, if you still think it's a good idea to sit around and watch TV all day, well then I won't lecture you the next time I see you.
Oh man, I guess if I'm gonna go with my group, I better hurry up. Guys! Hey! Hey you guys! Wait for me! Wait! I'm coming! See ya!
See you, Spud. Have fun! Maybe there's hope for him yet. He's made some pretty bad choices with his free time so far, but he might just be starting to get on the right track. Well, if we don't hurry, we are going to miss out on our trip to see the whales. So grab your shoes, grab your coats, and let's go.
So, let's see, what do you do on your free time? Mrs. Joan, what do you like to do on your free time?
I like to read.
All right. Mrs. Mary, what do you like to do on your free time?
I like to read.
So, what did Spud, Mr. Spud Russet, what did he like to do on his free time? Selena?
Watch TV shows.
Watch TV. What else did he like to do in his free time? Eat potato chips and drink pop, and he liked to play video games on his free time.
And watch soccer.
And watch soccer, okay?
Football.
So just think of it. Let's just say that you went to Florida and you went to Disney World and you're all excited there, but you chose to stay in the motel room and watch cartoons on the TV. Would you be missing out on all the rides at Disney World? So, do you think that that would be a good choice or a bad choice that you get to Disney World but you sit there and watch cartoons all the time? Selena?
It would be a bad choice.
It would be a bad choice. Okay? So let's just say that in your free time, you love to farm. Connor, love to farm. But in the morning, you're going, oh, I'm just going to sleep in here. I'm going to stay in bed until 11 o'clock. Is that a good choice or a bad choice?
A bad choice.
All right. So Nolan, let's just say, oh, I'm going to be the best soccer player ever. The way I'm going to learn how to do it is I'm going to watch people play soccer on TV. Is that a good choice or a bad choice?
Good.
That's a good choice? Good and bad. So which one is better? The good one or the bad one?
Well, watching them you learn.
Okay, yeah.
On the TV is bad.
On TV, okay. Okay, so you had two choices there, good or bad. Okay, Aiden, let's just say that you love to play video games. And from 4 o'clock when you get home from school to when you go to bed at 9:30, you play video games all the time. Is that a good choice or a bad choice?
It's a bad choice.
Yeah. I know what you were thinking about because video games are like so exciting and you get into them there on it. But see, so we have choices to make. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Now, it's important that we determine what we do with our free time. Now, if I were to say, oh, you know what, I got some free time this morning. I'm not going to get up at 5 o'clock when the alarm goes off so I can get to work on time. I'm just going to sleep in bed there on my free time. Am I making a good choice or a bad choice? I'm making a bad choice because I need to get to work on time, so I got to get up at 5 o'clock even if I don't want to. You see, it's really important to determine our choices. Some choices that we determine would help us. So let's just say that, Nolan, you're watching soccer, and you're watching how they kick the ball. And instead of going, you know what, I'm just going to sit and watch TV all the time, I'm going to go out there and practice. Now your free choice is kind of helping you further on. Some people say, you know what, I'm going to read. Do you think reading can help you? What can you learn by reading? Selena?
Different types of words.
Different types of words, okay? What else can you learn about reading? Aiden?
You can learn facts.
You can learn facts, okay? Okay, Monica, what else can you learn about reading?
Different types of spelling.
Different types of spelling. Nola, what else can you learn about reading?
Better at speaking.
How to speak, okay? You can learn history. You can learn science. So, again, in your free time, if you like to read, it's going to help you out in your future. If you just read like books like you learned in grade 1, like Jane kicks the ball, Bill gets kicked by Jane. Do you think that's going to help you later on? Probably not. Maybe help you learn how to read. So it's really important what we do with our free time. So we got to make choices. And those good choices help us when we have really, really tough decisions to make. Because we're practicing doing the good choices. Let's see. If you think that brushing your teeth is a good choice, stand up. All right, sit back down again. Everybody thinks brushing your teeth is a good choice. If you think that going to school is a good choice, stand up. Okay, you sit me down again. If you think that not going to school is a good choice, stand up. Well, see, we made a choice. A good choice, school's going to help us. Not going to school is not going to help us. If you think that eating candy all of the time is a good choice, stand up. Jocelyn loves candy. So if you think that eating your vegetables is going to be a good choice, stand up. If you think that eating hot dogs all of the time, sit down. Oh, I caught you on that one. All right, okay. You can sit back down again. So you see, the choices that we make, whether it's our free time or whether it's what we eat, is going to determine what we're going to be like in the future. One more thing. Let's just say that I ate every day 4 chocolate bars, 5 bags of chips, and drank 6 cans of pop. What would happen to me? Aiden.
You'd end up in the hospital.
Probably, but I would end up being a much bigger person also. Okay, so again, our choices determine what's going to happen. And sometimes as we practice our good choices, It helps us determine when a tough choice or a hard choice comes. Is it always easy to make a choice, a good choice? No, it's not always easy. Well, so, can you imagine what it would be like if you did not have a TV? No video games, no movies that you could watch, no watching the weather. That's Mrs. Meredith then, watching the weather on this one. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read a story. Now, before they had TV, they had radio. And they would have what's called radio dramas. You know what a radio drama is? It's where on the radio they're telling a story. And you know, people would sit around the radio. They can't see anything, but they would listen to the story. So I'm going to read a story. And what I want you to do is when I say choice, if it's a good choice the person's making, you do a thumbs up and go, yeah! If it's a bad choice that the people are making, you go thumbs down and you go boo. So when I say choice, if they're making a good choice, you go yeah. If they're making a bad choice, and I say choice, you're going to go thumbs down and you're going to boo. Got that? Okay. So let's just try it. Choice.
Yay!
Yay! Choice. Boo! Okay, so here we go. Before the days of TV, people used to sit around the radio listening to serial stories. They were dramatic stories that ended in a cliffhanger. Every week, a cliffhanger is ending your story in the middle so that people come back to hear the end of the story. Today, we're going to tell a Bible story like that. I'm going to need your help, okay? Our story has some very clear bad choices and good choices. Sometimes when I tell about a choice, I'll stop and say choice. And if it's a good one,
Yay!
yay! If it's a bad one, boo! Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, welcome to this week's episode of The Powerful and the Petty. Our story begins with a powerful new king of Babylon. His name was Darius. One of the first things King Darius did was choose powerful men to help him run the country. He chose 120 powerful governors and 3 even more powerful leaders. The 3 powerful leaders could tell the governors what to do. Of course, the king told the 3 governors, the powerful governors, what to do. Daniel, the Israelite, was one of the 3 most powerful leaders chosen by the king. He did an excellent job as a leader. He was honest. He could be trusted, and he did everything well. Choice!
Yay!
Yay! Daniel made good choices. Daniel was a great leader. Do you think the king was pleased with Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Okay, Daniel did such a good job that the king planned to promote him. The king wanted to put Daniel over all the other powerful men. Choice!
Yay!
Yeah, that's a good choice. Do you think that the 120 powerful governors and the other 2 powerful leaders were happy about the king's plan?
No.
No way. No, they weren't happy at all. They were jealous of Daniel and angry that the king was going to make Daniel even more powerful than them. Choice! Ooh, yeah, they're making a bad choice. That's right. They made a bad choice. The 122 powerful men began to plot to get Daniel in trouble. The 122 men looked and looked for a way to get Daniel in trouble with the king. Choice! Ooh, bad choice. Do you think the men found any crime or wrongdoing by Daniel?
No.
No. Remember, Daniel served God and made good everyday choices. He was an excellent leader for the king. The 122 governors and leaders knew there was just one way to get Daniel in trouble. They would have to trap him by making him choose between God and the king. They hoped that Daniel would choose God. Do you think Daniel will make a good choice or a bad choice?
Yay!
Yeah, he's going to make a good choice, yeah. Now, how could the evil men trap Daniel? They went to the king together. "Oh, King Darius, live forever," they said. "All of your officials agree that you should make a new law. For the next 30 days, no one should pray to anyone but you. And if someone prays to anyone else, they should be thrown into the lion's den to die." The king liked this plan. It made him feel important and even more powerful than he really was. He was a powerful king, but only God should be prayed to. But King Darius signed the law and made it official. Choice! Boo! Do you think the king realized what his governors and leaders were up to? No. No, I don't think that the king knew what he was doing. The kingdom had a rule that if a king signed a law, it could not be changed. The evil governors and leaders knew this. The powerful but evil men also knew Daniel would be loyal to God. They knew Daniel would pray to the real God, then they could get rid of Daniel. Choice! Boo! Trying to get rid of him. Of course, it wasn't long before everyone, including Daniel, heard about the new law. Daniel knew that the law said he would die if he prayed to anyone but the king. But Daniel did not change what he did. 3 times each day, Daniel would pray to God. Choice! Yeah! Everyone knew that 3 times a day, Daniel prayed. They even knew where he prayed. He always prayed at an upstairs room in front of some windows. On this day, Daniel could have chosen to hide while he prayed. Choice! Boo! He could have chosen to read a book or do something else. Choice! Boo! But this is not what Daniel chose to do. As usual, Daniel went to his room, knelt in front of the open window, and prayed, giving thanks to God. Choice! Yay! Do you think anyone was spying on Daniel? The powerful but evil governors and leaders were waiting to see this. As soon as they saw Daniel at the window, they hurried to tattle to the king. Choice! Boo! Have you ever had anyone tattle on you? Yeah. And you know how Daniel probably felt. The men asked the king, "Oh, didn't you make a law that said that for 30 days everyone had to pray to you and only you, and if anyone disobeys, they should be thrown to the lions?" "Yes, that's the law," the king said. "It can't be changed." The evil men sprang their trap. "Did you know that Daniel, one of the men from Israel, has ignored your law? He still prays 3 times a day to his own God." When the king heard this, he was very upset. At last, King Darius realized that he had made a mistake. He had been tricked by his governors and leaders. The king truly liked Daniel. He spent all day trying to find a way so that he could save Daniel. Choice! Yay! Yay! He's trying to save Daniel. At the end of the day, the powerful but evil governors and leaders came back to see the king. They said, "Remember, O king, that you made a law and it can't be changed." The king knew he could not save Daniel, so the king gave the order. Daniel was to be arrested and thrown into a den full of hungry lions. Choice! Boo! But Daniel went into the den. The king spoke to him sadly, but hopefully the king said, May your God whom you serve continually rescue you." The powerful king chose to encourage his friend. Choice! Yay! Yeah, he's encouraging him. A big rock was placed over the mouth of the lion's den. Wax or wet clay was placed over the crack between the stone and the mouth of the den. The king and the other powerful men stamped their special ring into the wax or clay. the lion's den was sealed. Now, if anyone moved the stone to rescue Daniel, everyone would see the broken seal and know what had happened. Well, this is the end of Powerful and Petty. I guess we're going to have to come back next week to find out what's going to happen here to our friend Daniel. So, did King Darius make good choices?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And
But
sometimes he didn't.
So, you know what? It's really important that we practice making good choices. Now, aren't you glad that you have TV? Because now you can sit in front of the TV screen and you can watch the men conspiring against Daniel. You can see Daniel on his knees praying. And you can also see the great big hungry lions ready to eat the man thrown into the den of lions. Wow, we're going to have to come back next week. So I'm going to pray for you, okay? Dear Jesus, you want us to make good choices, and what we do on our free time will actually honor you, but it'll also help us in our future. If in our free time we choose to read, we can learn about things, and we can learn how to do things. If in our free time we practice our sports or our piano, we learn how to play better or play better on the piano. If you choose to be with our friends outside and play, help us to be kind and be a good sportsman when we play sports. Lord, the choices that we make today may be easy, but sometimes down the road, the choices that we make are going to be really, really difficult. Just like Daniel had to make a choice of either to continue to trust you, Jesus, or not pray to you. But he chose to do the right thing, God, even though it could mean that he'd be eaten by the lions. And so, Lord, help us to make good choices. And we thank you. In your name.